Hey y'all, so we are officially on video number 2, and this video is about, can faith and science go together? Okay, so some people will tell you, or maybe you even said this yourself, that science and faith cannot go together. You'll hear people say science disproves faith, or you will hear others, people that we like to refer to as deist, and they will say that science is in contrary to faith, so we ignore science. Those would be the types of people who, for example, made the Creationist Museum. I believe it's in Kentucky. So they do not believe that the earth was created over millions of years. They believe that the entire creation of the universe happened in 6 days. So you do have two sides of the coin. You have the people that say, nope, it's only science, science can disprove faith, or no, it's only faith, we completely disregard science. But here's the thing, faith and science go together, and they need to go together. So when you're asking scientific questions, you're asking how. So how did the universe come to be? How did life start? How did life come from non-life? The how questions are your scientific questions, and you need to ask those in your life. On a big scale and on a small scale, you need to ask, how did this happen? And then what is referred to as metaphysical questions, those are the why questions. Those are not how did the universe come to be, but why did the universe come to be? And not how did life come from non-life, but why did life come from non-life? So there's an analogy that I love that, so for a second, just imagine that you are in a completely dark room. You cannot see a single thing. You are laying on, a bed or whatever, and you fumble around and you find a flashlight and you mess with it until a light shines. So you start to explore the room that you're in. If you only hold that whatever the beam of light touches is all that exists, you are missing something. So for example, in the room, if you shine the beam of light on the wall and you never once ask what is beyond that wall, you are selling yourself short. You are missing out on something. So this is the exact reason that you need both the science. The science would be that beam of light that can physically show you what something is. It can show you, it can illuminate something for you that you can have the physical evidence. But you need the metaphysical side to help you question what is beyond what that beam of light can show me. So Thomas Aquinas is one of the early church doctors. If you care to have a biographical whatever about Thomas Aquinas, you can look it up yourself because I'm trying to keep this video short. But he came up with these 5 ways to see God. They're referred to as the 5 ways. And I'm going to very lightly touch over each of these to help you guys kind of understand, if you're looking for, how do I see God outside of faith? These will really help you. So the first way is motion. Now, everything in our world changes, okay? Legitimately, the only reason that we have clocks, that we have time, is because things change. If things didn't change, we would have no use of time, because if the sun didn't come up and go down, we would have no use of time. If we didn't get older, we would have no use of time. If people didn't die, if plants didn't change, get bigger, we would have 0 use of time. Time is simply a construct to help us keep track of change. But here's the thing. You cannot permanently change into the past. So let me give you an example. And these, I want you guys to understand, these are hard concepts to grasp. Some of you are going to grab onto them. Others, you're going to be like, what the heck are you talking about? Bear with me. I want you to imagine for a second that you own a this chair. I keep hitting the wall. Oh, see, this is what happens when you have a teacher with ADHD, difficulty focusing. Picture for a second that you own a candy shop. If I said you cannot open your candy shop until you count every piece of candy If you had 5, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get to opening day. If you have 1,000, it's going to take you longer. You can count to 1,000 and get to opening day. If you have infinite candy, you can never count all of it and get to opening day. So that analogy helps you see that if you had infinite days, you could never get to now, opening day. So physicists, everybody there, scientists believe in a finite universe, which means it had a beginning. So when we look at motion and the world changing, what that means, we can forever go on into the future changing. People can continue to have babies, nature can evolve, but you can't do that into the past. It has to have a start. So the second is cause and effect, and this is very similar to the first. These first 3 actually really go together. Cause and effect. So for every cause, or for every effect, there's a cause. That's it. Real smart. So, for example, you have a tree, produces a seed, the seed grows to a tree, produces a seed. Again, that can't go forever into the past. What came first, the chicken or the egg? You have to have something start it. You can't just have a seed come out of nowhere, and you can't have a full-grown tree pop out of nowhere without growing from a seed. Everything needs a beginning. Third is contingent beings. That's a fancy term that just means dependent beings. I'm a dependent being, you are a dependent being, and what that means is that we're all dependent on something creating us. And again, if we look at like the world and everything, none of this, the earth wouldn't be here, our universe wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here without whatever created me. And that can't go back forever. There has to be something that is just pure existence that started it all. And, I really hope that one of you goes into the scientific field and can explain this better than I'm explaining it, but hopefully you're hanging in there with me. Fourth, this one's a little bit different. It talks about different grades of perfection. Now, perfection it's kind of a funny thing, but I bet every single one of you can look at anything in the room that's around you and say whether or not it is perfect. You can, if I ask you, look at me and ask yourself, is she perfect? And I guarantee every single one of you is going to be like, no. Her hair's a mess, or she's got that weird birthmark on her neck, or she definitely overtweezed her eyebrows when she was in high school. But you'll be able to look at something and say, that is not perfect. How do we have this gauge of perfection? It has to come from somewhere. Something that has touched us has given us perfection, has helped us see when things are imperfect. And so that's what the 4th way is talking about. The 5th way, for all of you little science buffs, this is probably going to be your favorite. There are things, you are intelligent. You are what philosophy calls an intelligent being. That means that if you have a task that you want to complete, you choose it. You want a bowl of cereal? You choose to go get a bowl of cereal. You get up and you go get it. Okay? Animals, when they're hungry, they get up, they go get it, whatever it is they're looking for. But we have things in our universe, unintelligent things, that act towards a goal. Okay? So again, if you want cereal, you act towards the goal of getting yourself cereal. But we have unintelligent things like planets. They don't have brains. They don't say, I really want to orbit that sun. We have smaller things in space that orbit around larger things, not because they chose to, but because they follow rules that have been set in motion for whatever reason. We, take it for granted, but gravity, you're not just going to randomly be walking down the street and go, whoop, fall upward. It's not going to happen because there are laws and rules that unintelligent things govern themselves by, and that has to come from somewhere. So this is kind of our little springboard, and you can respond to me in the emails if this didn't make sense, or if you need clarification on something, or even if you want me to do a video later that really expands on something, because again, I'm trying not to make you all suffer by doing super long videos. But what I want you to respond to me with, do you struggle with the relationship between science and faith? And I'm actually going to do 2 of the upcoming videos. One is about the creation of the universe, and one is about evolution, which I love that topic. It's so cool. But I want you guys to respond to me. Do you struggle with the relationship between faith and science? No? Great. Tell me why you don't struggle with that. Yes? Great. Tell me why you struggle with that. So I've really enjoyed all of your responses and your very blatant honesty regarding confirmation. So just keep it up. Like I said, the only person that's going to see those emails is me. And I really, I care because I care about y'all's faith journey as individuals. But lying to me is not going to help me know what I need to give you. So if your parents are forcing you into this, just let me know, because it's going to help me give you content that hopefully you'll enjoy a little bit better. So again, email me your struggle with the relationship between faith and science. If you don't have an issue with it, why? If you do, why? And otherwise, I will be sending out another video in a week. So all of you enjoy your week and get this video to me in 7 days. Okay, bye everybody.